So, Amazon decided that they were going to lay off another 15,000 people today.
Mm.
And it just goes to show like the software engineering market is so bad. Okay. Obviously, I could come out and make a video like that and it would probably do really well, right? Those
Okay.
kind of
Got a
negative
swap.
videos do extremely well on YouTube. But
Hmm.
to be completely honest, the feeling that I have towards this announcement is just meh, meh. Like that's how I'm feeling is I've
Really?
already kind of come to terms with the fact that the job market is the way that it is. And also, furthermore, I've also come to terms with the fact that,
I want to say first, shout out to the creator. His link is going to be in the description down below for this video.
the software engineering job itself is gone. What used to be software engineering that doesn't exist anymore.
Mm.
Yeah, it kind of still exists, but it's going away. It is dying and dying
Facts.
fast. And
Facts.
obviously, this was an extremely difficult thing for me to actually come to terms with because,
Yep.
you
Same.
work so hard to get your engineering degree. You put so much time, energy, money, etc., everything into your degree. And for me, it took me 10 years to graduate. And the reason for that is because I I was working full time and then going to school part time. And some terms I just didn't even go because I didn't have enough money to pay the tuition, right?
Mm.
I was unable to get the government like Pell Grants, but then I was also unable to get student loans because you have to be 26 to
Mm.
be considered like independent and then you can sign your own student loans. So I wasn't able to get either one, so I had to pay everything out of pocket. And I remember when I was going to school, I just looked at graduation as
But
this
that's actually really good though that he had to pay out of pocket. At least he didn't get into student loan debt. You know what I'm saying?
finish line, and I was working so hard to be able to achieve it. And I was just like, if I can just get to this graduation, I'm gonna be set. Everything's gonna be
That's how
awesome.
it is, man.
Look, right, like I built that up in my own head, and then 6 months before I ended up graduating, ChatGPT came out and nuked my degree, right? Just from orbit.
Yo, and that's how it is, literally. The narrative of college is to go to college for 4 years or more. This guy took 10 years. And when you get out, you're having an opportunity to get a higher paying job. Now, most people are going to be like, well, you get paid more, but no, you have the opportunity to get paid more. It's not a guarantee. You see, colleges don't guarantee anything but getting the degree if you go through with the curriculum. Now, what he's explaining is what most people miss when it comes down to tech, all right? Because tech is in every industry these days, and it's moving faster than college can keep up with. So literally, I was in college when it was COVID time, right? I literally remember GPT coming out when school was over. I had moved out of home. I had started my own business, and I'm like, GPT is going to make coding like obsolete basically. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it's going to change it into, but I know what I learned. I'm going to have to learn something else on a different scale just because I knew that AI was going to be able to read code and not only read it, but create it. And so I'm trying to play catch up while AI can literally teach someone code. I was having it teach me code better than the teachers could teach me code. It's insane.
Boom. And so it took me a long time to be able to actually come to terms with this. And I was definitely going through like trying to fight against it and hoping that it wasn't the case and just being just like every single month having my expectations lower, 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 lower. But then I reached a point that I was like, okay, fine. This is
You gotta accept
the
it.
environment that we find ourselves in. That old system is no longer here. And I started thinking about how can I actually move forward? How
This is the mindset that I love. I actually thought he was going to start complaining and talk about how he got laid off and how college is a scam, because a lot of people say college is a scam, but I'm going to be real with you. It depends on what degree you go in. A lot of degrees are scams because there's not a lot of jobs that allow you to be financially secure and make a little livable wage off of something that's just basic. And that's just the truth. Theater arts is one of them. You know what I'm saying? Unless you make an acting career out of yourself and you make it big, like, I don't, you tell me. You know what I'm saying? I've gotten friends, and I'm not shitting on them. I'm just saying I've gotten friends. I know friends and close ones that I have theater arts, and it's like they ain't doing no theater. They ain't doing nothing compared to that degree at all. You know what I'm saying? And when I was in college, I'm like, yo, everybody's a superstar. You know, you're just so hopeful because everybody's going for their degrees, but that's not how the real world works. The real world works with how much value you can pour into society. And now that everybody has access to AI, now it's hitting this coding industry, programmers, software developers. I personally was taking a course in software development, and oh my gosh, it was amazing. I was learning code. I was like, I was memorizing a lot more than what I thought I could. I'm at a way more mature point versus when I was in college. So I'm able to like focus for longer times. And I'm like, yo, I can create my own program. You know how much money I can earn from creating my own software? I have a million ideas. And then I realized, damn, Gemini can probably create this even by me typing up a paragraph. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell y'all how that ended in a couple, but let's let my man finish the story.
And what should I be doing to be able to take a step into this new environment in which we find ourselves in? And what I came up with is, and I don't know if this is correct. I have
Mhm.
no idea. Trust me. Please trust me. I have no idea if this is correct. It is just what I'm trying to do. Maybe it's a cope. Maybe it's going to turn out to
What
be
is it, bro?
successful. Maybe it's
What is it?
not. I have
What you
no
what,
idea.
what you doing? What you
But what
cooking
I
up?
decided was I took a look around and I said, okay, well, how do I use AI? How do I become an
Mm.
AI empowered engineer
Mm.
to be able to use AI to increase my
I
productivity?
like it.
What does that even mean? What does that look like? What would an
This is how we're supposed to adopt AI. For those of you out there that are hating on AI, you're gonna get left behind. You already are left behind. You're already left behind. I know so many people who also are in the tech industry, in the tech career, and they're just like, man, I hate AI. I hate AI. You know, it's just making everybody stupid. When honestly, it's a tool to be used to make you more productive. My whole show, not whole show, I can't say whole show, but the ideation, the title generation, the thumbnails, the captions on the thumbnails, I use AI to do that. It helps me work so much faster. This is why I'm able to create so many videos in a very short amount of time with high quality, by the way, as well, let alone having the right gear. Once you got the gear, the personality, and AI, oh, you're going to be a beast. But so many people are, well, I'm going to have it help me rewrite emails. That's like 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? This is the same thing. And I was a baby. I probably wasn't even born. But the .com bubble, websites didn't get rid of, well, they might have gotten rid of jobs, or the internet might have gotten rid of jobs, but it also created so many other jobs. If it wasn't for the internet, you wouldn't be watching this video. There wouldn't be so many people employed in Google. Like, just imagine that. We're supposed to adopt AI. I don't care what you say. If you don't adopt it and learn and progress with it, if you're not learning, I would say every week about what AI can do to help you be more productive, you're being left behind and you're going to fall behind. And it's sad to hear.
AI empowered engineer even be? I don't know. And that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out right now is okay, great. I have my degree. It's in electrical and computer engineering. That's what my degree is, right? And I know that I'm trying to learn all of these software engineering and computer engineering, all of that, right? And I also have experience. I've worked so far 2 years, a little bit over 2 years as an embedded systems engineer. So I have a fair amount of knowledge, or I guess technical understanding. How do I actually apply this and become a better uh, AI empowered engineer? What does that look
Yep.
like? how do you do these different things? Like, what is an MCP server? What are agents? How do you
Oh, agents are going to go crazy. If y'all don't know what an AI agent is, I'll give you a little summary basically. Just imagine your computer doing tasks that you would have to do, like click, drag, copy, paste, go to certain websites, do a task, not type, not reorganize an email or summarize a paragraph, but literally imagine your computer. Imagine you screen recording your screen and you going into your computer, opening up Word, and then going to Google Chrome, and then scrolling down, finding a comment, selecting it, copying it, and then putting it into the Word document itself, which is a whole different application. That's kind of what an AI agent is able to do. Is it at that level yet? Not sure. Because I haven't tried it out, and I have a MacBook, so honestly, they're in my own defense, they're very much secure with certain stuff that you can do and can't do. I have I'm not gonna jump into it with the early stages because I'm not about to have AI have access to all my stuff like that. But it is insane what an AI agent can do. It's literally like having a digital employee.
use all of these different things? What is vectorization? What is context window? What is chunking? What are, right? All of these different terms. How do you actually use AI to be efficient? That's what I'm trying to learn and figure out. Other questions that I have is, okay, well, what is the actual importance of technical knowledge? Is it important or is it not? And so
It's a good
far, what
question.
I'm coming up with after I've
I believe it is important, but it's more important to be able to look into the details of what AI is producing when it creates code, when it's creating code for software. I think software development and coders are going to be able to become more valuable, but it's also going to destroy the entry level, which is why I stopped taking the course. As a matter of fact, I was taking a course to help me learn software development, but at the same time, the course went away around the same time. I was like, you know what? I don't think this is going to last too much longer. You know what I'm saying? And I just went ahead and switched my course. I bought another course instead to get another IT not certification. Well, yeah, certification, but also get more experience in the IT department. So let's see what he got to say about it though.
been experimenting with using AI is actually those technical skills still are important and
Mm-hmm.
valuable
Exactly.
because if I and I've tried to do this. I've obviously I make these YouTube videos and
Mm-hmm.
I do the entire project. I film it all. And whenever I try to build something using any of the AI tools,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is, right? Copilot, Claude, what all of those, right? If I don't have a clear understanding and knowledge of what I am trying to accomplish, it turns out
So
horribly
basically, prompting.
and I'm unable to do it. But if I know what I am doing, if I understand the technical details behind it,
Mm-hmm.
I can use those tools to be able to very quickly build something. And so after playing around with AI, I'm starting to realize that, actually maybe these technical skills are still
Mm-hmm.
relevant and important.
Exactly. You're still gonna need to know how to do the job. My thing is when it comes down to coding and developing, entry level is just going to be knocked out because he said it himself. You're still going to need the knowledge, but at this point, he's able to be more efficient, which means faster. Also, that increases your quality. That increases the amount of work that you can complete in a specific amount of time. It doesn't make it perfect, but it does make it as if you had another employee that could check, read faster than you, code faster than you, and you're able to understand it at the same time. Imagine you being able to learn, like it's just as equivalent as this, right? Imagine you already knowing how to speak a second language, you're bilingual, right? Just a little bit. But then I give you this half a gallon of water and then you drink it all and then now you know how to speak more fluently, right? That half a gallon of water is AI, but you already had a base knowledge, a foundation about the basics, at least the basics, with being bilingual or speaking a second language, and it wouldn't take you long to drink this. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have to take hours and hours and hours and weeks and months and courses and classes in order for you to understand how to speak fluently in a second language. You would be able to drink it, digest it, and you would have the knowledge. That is how people are going to be using AI in the tech industry, not necessarily to, learn extraordinarily new things unless they're getting into AI itself. But when it comes down to expanding your knowledge and completing your job more efficiently and growing with it, it's going to help you capitalize on the deliverability that you were already able to do and then some. So I don't think it's going anywhere. I think coders are going to be more valued, but also the bar is rose. So entry level, definitely it's going to become way more difficult to get in if you're not already fluent enough. But let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section down below. Are you a programmer, software developer? What do you do in the IT world, and where do you think AI is going to take it? I think entry level is complete. Like as long as we're talking about programming, I think entry level positions are definitely going to become very scarce, and companies are going to be able to retain a lot of their money and deploy it somewhere else, or maybe even pay the software engineers a lot more money, or maybe not. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and subscribe if you like the content.